Hi, this is Alvin with ccbtutorials.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to use, or rather effectively use, a cron job. And so if you've never used a cron job, just look at it or think of it as a automation helper that will perform a repetitive task so that you no longer have to do it. Um, and so let's get started here. If you're starting from ccbtutorials.com, then you can simply go to the right hand side, click the learn more here, your Bluehost, and it'll take us over to the Bluehost site, and we can click log in. And if you're using another, you could be using another service provider, but for this tutorial I'm using Bluehost because I have an account with them. We'll go ahead and get logged in here, and once you get logged in, you'll go and use the secondary menu here and select the cPanel. Once you select the cPanel, it'll take you to a page that will show you a list of Bluehost hosting services. We'll scroll to the end here and looking for the Advanced tab, and under the Advanced tab you'll have cron jobs, and it'll simply be a little calendar icon. So we'll go ahead and click cron jobs, and cron jobs I've found to be very useful just in terms of my multiple web businesses for doing a variety of things. One of the most important things that I use cron jobs for are daily backups of websites or just systems in general. And it's something that I can set, forget, and allow it to do its thing in terms of executing scripts to go out and back up databases on a daily basis without me having to manually go and do it. One of the things with cron jobs too is that you can also, I've used them for marketing automation magic, so I say, meaning that a lot of times for my sites that I have customers and I collect their birthdays, I run a script every day that goes out to check which customers' birthdays are valid or that day, and then send them a personalized email message. And so that as I sleep, the job runs, or as I'm in meetings, the job runs, and it does its thing, and it's definitely quite effective use, as even in addition to not only making my customers feel loved, but at the same time just helping me complete repetitive tasks on an hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, even annual basis that otherwise manually I would probably forget, or I just don't run them at the same time or consistently. That being said, Bluehost provides a pretty easy interface. One of the things is you'll definitely have to have a good knowledge of Linux commands before you can truly use cron jobs effectively. That being said, Bluehost provides just a simple, easy, intuitive to use interface. Now, if you're using Mac, you can also use, I believe it's called the automation scheduler. And it's not necessarily quite like this in terms of interface, but it's pretty intuitive that you can pick your minutes, hours, days, month, weekdays, so on to run by. Also, if you're using Windows, I believe it's called the task scheduler that you'll want to use, and it's about the same as the automation scheduler. But for this tutorial, we'll use the Bluehost interface here, and we'll just select a common setting. And under common settings, if you were to look under them, you would see that you could run or execute a task every minute, every 5 minutes, on the hour, twice a day, once a week, even days. You could do it on the 1st and the 15th, which brings to mind, if you had a system that would allow you to do automated billing, you could actually set up a cron job that would go out, prepare the invoice for you, as well as send or email the invoice to your customers. For this tutorial, though, we're just going to send out or rather set up a cron job that will run or execute on a daily basis, and it will then send an email, which I've already uploaded the file to my web server, to the ccbtutorials.com website. It will basically send an email over to myself. But for instance, you could send an email to your customer or just perform any task to do that. Now, you can fill in these these minute, hour, day, month, weekday fields, changing them. And as you can see on the right hand side, if you put something incorrect, it will put an X. I'll make an X appear here momentarily in the command. There you go. Well, not an X, but basically a red circle with an exclamation, and it pretty much tells you what the problem is. Once you get all those time setting fields completed accurately, then in the command field, I'm going to give you two options today, although there are a variety of options that you can use. In the command field, you can actually use, and this is just for an internal file. I've already kind of set it up. I've copied and pasted, but I'm using a PHP file. So the command is, you'll start with PHP, which tells the cron job that you will be executing a PHP file, and then we give the location, which in this instance is /home/ my username for my Bluehost account /public _HTML / and then the name of the file. And I'm using cron-emailer.php, and I'll cover this in the tutorial in terms of what the code looks like inside this file. But simply put, it's just a regular email test file that says the cron job ran, I emailed you in the message, and I received that in an email once a day. And so that's how you would set up the command for an internal file. Now, if you wanted to access an external file, let's say you were hosting a file on a customer's website, so away from your own website, but another customer's website, or you had to access data, let's say via an API, then you could essentially put in this user bin get, all in capitals, the get is, and then whatever the URL is, and we'll just say api.com /API. Now, what you would be telling the cron job to do is run once a day and go to this API URL, retrieve it and whatever data it is, and then from there, you can have it email you the data if it has any output. Or a lot of times what I do is essentially I will have a cron job set up to run an internal file, and in the internal file I put logic in that goes out to retrieve data and then manipulate the data, either saving it to a spreadsheet, CSV file, or even sometimes just putting it into a database. And once it completes the task, email me to let me know one or two things. Either you successfully completed everything that I asked you to do, or the logic that I requested the file to run, and email me that saying I successfully completed, or you email me and let me know, hey, you failed the task, so you did not complete the task, or something failed in the task. That being said, for this example, we'll just use the file that I set up. So once you get it set up, your command, then you just click add new cron job. It'll add the job here below, and you can see the minute, hour, day, month, weekday information, and then what command you gave it. You can always go back in to edit or delete. You can add more than one cron job. So, if you wanted a birthday emailer, if you wanted a nightly backup, an hourly backup, you could do a multitude of things. Again, a cron job is here to help you be more effective in terms of automating repetitive tasks. And so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Like I said, I will expound a little more in terms of the written tutorial on ccbtutorials.com. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has helped you out. I hope you got some ideas in terms of how you can pull off a variety of automated tasks that will, one, free up your time, and then hopefully allow you to hopefully increase your revenues in terms of using automation. So that's it until the next tutorial. This has been Alvin Brown's ccbtutorials.com, and like I said, head over to ccbtutorials.com and give us a visit. Thanks.